Hey guys, so welcome to my latest video. I wasn't even going to do this one, but after a while I decided to go ahead and give it a shot because I wasn't sure how to do it at first. The idea was your top 10 most listened to albums. I'm like, I don't know how you could possibly put that together, because it switches all the time for me. So, but it stayed in my head, and I saw a lot of people doing the video, and I'm like, how would I go about doing it? And I just kept thinking about it, and then I kind of thought about albums that have stuck with me for a long time, and I guess that would have to be part of the list, right? The top 10 most listened to albums, would that be right now or over your life? So this one kind of spans over my life. Albums that have always been there, albums that I'll just go back to and just play the crap out of until they get old and rest them and then go back and do it again. So that's what I did here. So that's what I'm going to show you. I figured it'd be kind of cool. So I was trying to figure out how to do it. I was going to go by the water, kind of give like a beach background, get me out of the music room a little bit again. But it's so hot out right now, I just decided not to do that. So I'm just chilling back here in the back seat of my car. Brought the albums with me. So I got my Gatorade, no product endorsement. Chilling out with my Gatorade and some bottle caps back here. So I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys what I have, and we'll see how long you guys hang out, because it was brought to my attention recently when I do my walk and talks. People like to hang out and lurk in there and kind of see if I'm up to anything, and then not come up. People like, I don't know, Concert Buddy, Glenn.
Oh, listen to this guy walking and talking over here. I made a mistake of throwing on YouTube last night, and there was John with his one man counseling session, and so I ducked in there for a second. One of these times, we're gonna catch John in the middle of a mental breakdown, and then we're gonna have an intervention for this guy.
I keep waiting for someone to mug him.
If you stuck,
that'd be funny.
Listen, I ducked in for a little bit, and I'm like, I'm so dog tired we're moving stuff to the other house, and I'm packing up my record. I mean, I'm just wore out every day. And I saw it, and I was like, okay. And I listened for a little bit, and then I think, did Sam come on? I think once he got company, I'm like, all right, I can go to bed. If John has this mental breakdown that we're all waiting for, at least Sam is there to catch him when he falls.
I was there for the first 10 minutes and bailed. You could go, my light's going out. What's wrong with my light? My light's going. What's wrong with my light? Oh, this is exciting.
I am live, and I will see how long my light works. I left it on charge today, but doesn't seem to have charged very well because I just filmed a video out here, and the light keeps going out.
And then at the end, John gets accosted by some unruly youth. It was quite funny.
Some children showed up. They was it like that scene in Step Brothers where they made him eat the white dog poop?
Well, kind of like that. There were a bunch of hoodlums driving in a car, and they were making fun of him for walking around talking to a selfie stick.
I don't know what these people keep looking at me for.
Probably because you're walking around with a selfie stick talking to nobody.
What's up?
What's up, man?
There you go. Now gonna wake up the whole damn neighborhood. Welcome to Florida, guys.
There you go.
You're lost, guys. Creeping out in there thinking I don't have anything to say. But hey, if I'm out with the camera going live, I have something to say. Whether it means anything to you or not, I don't know. But I have something to say. So anyway, the first one, and this is probably a big one. This is the first album that turned me on to Eric Clapton. A friend of mine, Gary, played this for me, and I was done from the second I heard it. I was a big Billy Joel person at the time. If you guys didn't know, I like Billy Joel. I hope that's not a surprise to you. But it was this album, Slow Hand, and this is a good copy. This is a reissue, obviously, because it's got the little barcode back there. But this album I love. It was a sound that was so different. Billy Joel, just to give a little background on it, is he was more like a composer, worked the lyrics around the music, so it was always very tight-knit, very structured songs, and it was a different recording style than Clapton, and the sound and the openness of this album just really struck me from the get-go. The way Cocaine comes in, it's raw sounding, it's just well produced. So this has Cocaine. Wonderful Tonight. Lay Down Sally.
Lay down, Sally, and rest here in my arms.
Next Time You See Her.
Next time you see her, tell her that I love her.
We're All the Way.
When you know we're all the way.
The Core. May You Never.
May you never lay your head down.
Mean Old Frisco.
That mean old dirty Frisco.
And Peaches and Diesel. I always like Peaches and Diesel. I guess I could take my glasses off, right? Because I'm inside. Nice instrumental piece. Yeah, I love that song. Just the whole album. So Cocaine was a J.J. Cale song. Don Williams, We're All the Way. So Don Williams was a big influence in rock and roll, believe it or not, at one point. And Clapton was, from what I understand, a fan of his. And J.J. Cale, obviously, Clapton did several of his songs. So I was just looking to see Arthur Crudup, the blues guy, wrote Mean Old Frisco. So just a great album all the way through. And I always love the album cover. There's something about that. You know, if you open it up, it's just the one long piece. But I just, yeah, this is just a good album. It stuck with me forever. There's your inside there. And I guess this isn't really show and tell album time, but you know, that's kind of cool. But just something about that right there just struck me. I stared at that album cover while I listened to it so many times. So that's my first one, 1 out of 10. Hopefully I brought all 10 here. I just kind of grabbed them and went. I think I did a count. Get my stuff out of here. Next one, there's another one. Once I was into Clapton, started exploring. I had a magazine and it had like the history of Eric Clapton. If you guys had ever seen that, it was in the like Music Player magazine or something, and you could actually open it up, and it was like a trifold, and it showed everything from like the Roosters all the way to his current career, which was like mid 80s at that point or something like that I was getting into Clapton. And I was always looking around for a Roosters album and didn't realize that was just his first band. It wasn't like it was his they ever recorded or anything. But this one was another one that as soon as I heard it, it just had a sound. It was you know, Blues Breakers, John Mayall with Eric Clapton. I'm not sure if I have how old my copy is. I'm not really good at telling. I haven't looked at the wax on it or anything. But this is the Beano cover. We have Clapton reading the Beano magazine, and you have that lineup of was it John Mayall, Eric Clapton, John McVie from Fleetwood Mac, and Huey Flint on drums. I don't know who else he played with. I'm sure a bunch of you guys know who Huey Flint played with. And all these guys played with each other all over the place. That didn't sound right, but great lineup, and it belonged to I don't know, somebody at one point because they had their name on it. Don't you love it when people do that? Porter also. But this has All Your Love.
All the loving is loving.
Hideaway. Little Girl.
You're gonna be my little girl.
Another Man.
Another man done gone. Another man done gone.
Double Crossing Time. What I Say, the Ray Charles song. Key to Love.
When I find the key to love.
Parchment Farm.
Well, I'm sitting over here on Parchment Farm.
Have You Heard? Rambling on My Mind.
I've got rambling all on my mind.
Stepping Out. And It Ain't Right.
Well, you know it ain't right just to treat me like you do.
Just a great album. Great album. It's interesting. I didn't even realize I had 2 Claptons in here. But just albums I play over and over and over again. Just love. They don't get old. I guess you get worn out on stuff sometimes, but it doesn't get old because I go right back to it. Here's another one. I have 2 copies of it. I picked up 2 because you don't see it that often. I really haven't seen any more. I got lucky probably within a year or 2 apart. I grabbed these. It's John Butcher, Wishes. It's got an 80s sound to it, but his guitar playing is really good. He was obviously influenced by Hendrix. Sometimes I wonder what this album would sound like without the 80s production, but either way I love the way it sounds. And there's John Butcher there, right there, and him playing the guitar in there. The song Wishes. I got Dream in there because the line in the song is if wishes were horses, then dreamers would ride, is the whole thing. He had a solo or a single off of this, Goodbye Saving Grace. But I just love everything. The guitar work, even the production and the 80s feel, whatever, it was good. So this had Goodbye Saving Grace, Living for Tomorrow, Holy War, it's like a political song, Wishes.
If wishes were horses, then dreamers would ride.
Churunga is an instrumental song. Long Way Home, Show Me Some Emotion. A Little Bit of Magic, Angel Dressed in Blue, Partners in Crime. That's probably the weakest song right there, Partners in Crime for me. Prisoners of the Silver Chain. Oh, I love that song. The atmosphere and the feel of it. It is an 80s feel, but it's open, and the guitar work on it just flows through there. It has a nice instrumental piece, but then he comes into it and he's got a really nice husky voice.
For prisoners of the silver chain.
Really warm voice. I really love his voice. So, and he has other stuff out there, but he just never really hit. And he's got some blues albums out too. So, anyway, the next one. I'm gonna take a drink of the old Gatorade, so I don't start coughing on you too much. I'm trying to do this in one take, but I have a feeling I'll be adding some music into this. All right, well, yeah, you know the Billy Joel had to be in there. I was like, what's the Billy Joel? What's the Billy Joel? And like this was, like my dad had a copy of The Stranger on cassette, and I wore that out. It was even one of those little things that the spindles where just cassette fit in, but not the case. And The Stranger was in there. I discovered The Stranger through that, and I literally wore it out. And had to go buy my own copy later. And I was trying to think of what point Glass Houses came into play. I think once I knew The Stranger, I was starting to get into Billy Joel. I was at the mall one time with a friend, and we picked up Piano Man at the mall. They had like in a discount bin, and this was in the 80s somewhere, and it had Piano Man, and my friend's like, that's that guy you like. So I picked it up, played it, loved Piano Man. But this one stayed with me. Like, I always liked The Stranger, obviously, and all that, but then this one, once I heard it, I played the crap out of this. And this is probably, it's hard to say I get in moods with Billy Joel, but this might be the one that I go to the most. It just has so many good songs on it, like any Billy Joel album, right? You May Be Right.
You may be right. I may be crazy.
Sometimes a Fantasy.
It's just a fantasy. Oh, it's not the real thing.
Don't Ask Me Why.
Just take your chances. Don't ask me why.
Still Rock and Roll to Me.
Everybody's talking about the new sound. Funny, but it's still rock and roll to me.
All for Lena.
There's nothing else I can do, 'cause I'm doing it all for Lena.
I Don't Want to Be Alone.
I don't want to be alone anymore. I was checking you out. I was just making sure.
Sleeping with the Television On.
I will be sleeping with the television on. Sleeping with the television.
You Were the One, where he sings in French. Half part of the song, whatever.
Où c'était toi? Où c'était toi?
Close to the Borderline is probably the toughest, roughest song on there. It's a rock song, and No Nuke Show, We're All Gonna Go to Hell in the Next Big Meltdown. Through the Long Night is a nice ballad to end the album.
Through the long night with you.
And this one's supposed to be, I still have it sealed. I've shown it before a couple times. I got it for like 18 bucks. It's supposed to be a sealed first pressing, so I haven't opened it. I don't know, I might do a video when I open it, because I have copies of it on vinyl. I just kept it sealed because I already have copies of it on vinyl, but I thought it was neat to have a first pressing if that's true. And this came out like in what, 1980, so it could have the barcode, so it could be legit. But yeah, that one's another one. Here's another one my dad had in his collection, and I used to play the album like crazy. He didn't have Madman, and I caught on to Madman later, but there was something about this album. I didn't really know who Elton John was. I probably knew Crocodile Rock and all that, but didn't put the two people together because I was young. The two people, the one person, the songs together with one person, I should say. But I played this like crazy. There was just something different about it from when I was listening to. It was different than the Billy Joel stuff, the Clapton. So you have the inside there. This is a reissue. Do I have two albums in here? No, it's one album. Oh, it was cool because when they reissued it, I remember the book too. My dad's had the book and had a whole book in here and pictures of the band and lyrics and things like that in here. So they did a nice job when they reissued this. I think this is just this and Madman could have been a double album, a killer double album. So I love that. And the songs, they didn't even put you're gonna make me take it out, aren't you? Okay, let's see if I can catch it from here. I mean, I know most of the songs, but I don't want to miss any. So side one, there's a Ballad of a Well-Known Gun. I mean, what a way to start an album. Bing, bing, bing. That guitar coming in, sweet. Come Down in Time.
Come down in time. I still hear her say.
Sting did a nice cover of that, I believe, on that tribute album that they did in the 80s for Elton John.
Come down in time was the message she gave.
Country Comfort.
Good old country comfort in my bones.
Rod Stewart does a good version of that too.
And it's good old country comforts in my bones.
Son of Your Father, great song. My Father's Gun.
I like to know where the riverboat sails tonight.
Had this Western feel, like what was going on in the 70s at the time. Where to Now, St. Peter?
Where to now, St. Peter? If it's true, I'm in your hands.
Love the guitar work on that. That really opened my eyes to guitar effects and things like that. I can remember just laying on my floor, growing up in a trailer park, on the floor of the trailer, and with my head, laying out long ways on my back with my head towards the record player with my headphones on and listening to this song. I can picture it just like right now. Love Song, it's a nice song.
Love is the opening door.
Amarina.
And when it rains, the rain falls down.
Talking Old Soldiers.
Well, they know what it's like to have a graveyard as a friend.
That was so different to me too, where it was a sing talk kind of thing. It was really cool.
'Cause that's where they are born, all of them.
And then Burn Down the Mission.
Burn down the mission, Lord, if we're gonna stay alive.
I mean, what a great way to end an album with some energy, and just really good. So yeah, this is just an album that stuck with me. So all these albums have just been right here with me for all these years. The next one, it was a little bit later, but it's an album that deserves recognition, and one I've played the crap out of it since I've owned it, so it counts. It's been there for a good portion of my life. I was a teenager. But Roy Orbison, Mystery Girl, I got into him. I knew who he was with Pretty Woman. My dad had a story of seeing him live one time, and so I had that in my head about Roy Orbison, but I didn't, wasn't really completely on my radar. And then the Traveling Wilburys came along. I was big into Petty at the time. Traveling Wilburys brought me into him, and then Mystery Girl, And then he dies. And it was like, ugh, you know, right when you're getting into somebody and loving what they're doing and the voice and the melodies, and just to have it taken away. I still remember when I heard about his death. I probably said this in videos before, but I was leaving high school, getting in this big old beat up Ford that I drove, and turned it on, and they announced it on the radio. And I had one of the I don't know if it was a Traveling Wilburys, it was Roy Orbison related, because I can't remember if this came out posthumously or if it had already been released. I know it was pretty close to his death, but I had it had at least be one of the Traveling Wilbury ones or something. I'll have to look at my timeline, but anyway, I just remember hearing that and going, oh, you know, just devastating. But it had You Got It,
Anything you want, you got it.
which is probably, besides Pretty Woman, his biggest hit, I would think. You know, tell me if I'm wrong. In the Real World,
In the real world,
Dream You,
all I can do is dream you. All I can do is dream you.
A Love So Beautiful,
A love so beautiful.
just a lovely song. Lovely, did I say lovely? What the hell? California Blue,
California blue.
She's a Mystery to Me,
She's a mystery girl.
The Comedians,
And I'm up while the dawn is breaking. Even my heart is aching.
that's a tragic song. I like that one. The Only One,
And you're the only one with a broken heart.
great melody, great hook.
The only one who's afraid of the dark.
Windsurfer,
Windsurfer.
Careless Heart, love that ballad.
If not for my careless heart.
And that's it. So yeah, this one, Roy Orbison, just yeah, when I think of him and Tom Petty, it just saddens me. Here's another one. I know this is not everybody's favorite Floyd album, but this is one that I love every bit of this album. You know, you can call it a David Gilmour project, I don't care. It's a Pink Floyd album, it has a name on it, so it is what it is. I know they used a lot of, I think it was his girlfriend, fiance at the time, that wrote some of the lyrics in this also for Gilmour. But this album, I mean, I can't get enough of it. I have also Delicate Sound. That was a big thing in the late 80s when this was out. So they put this on a gatefold. This is actually a good copy of it. Momentary Lapse of Reason remixed and updated 2 LP vinyl remix from 2019. Original master tapes, 180 gram. There's a 24-page booklet in there. Half-speed master, cut at 45 for enhanced audio quality, and it sounds really good. I was glad I picked this up. Has Signs of Life. Learning to Fly.
Into the distance, a room of black.
Dogs of War.
Dogs of war, a man of hate.
One Slip.
One slip, and down the hole we fall.
On the Turning Away.
Of the turning away.
Love it. Love that song.
No more turning away.
Yet Another Movie.
One step, one single step.
Round and Around. A New Machine Part 1.
I have always been here.
Terminal Frost. The New Machine Part 2.
I will always be here.
And Sorrow. That, when he comes in with that heavy distortion. It's so heavy, so it sounds like sorrow through a guitar, interpretation of a guitar. Love that. Momentary Laughs a Reason. That's one that's just since it's been out, I listen to it all the time. Here's another one. Not a big U2 fan. When you look at the whole catalog, I like bits and pieces. And but this album is to me a masterpiece of theirs from beginning to end, starting with the Beatles and starting with what I call a masterpiece of All I Want Is You. Just beautiful. It's a mixture of live and studio recordings. Interesting how they put it together. But it was, if U2 is going to be a rock and roll band, this is rock and roll. Without a lot of, I know they like to get into the electronic sound and all that and whatever, good for them. And I liked some of it on Octung Baby, but this was the album for me. Rattle and Hum just came in rocking with Helter Skelter. You gotta have some balls to pretty much pull off a song like Helter Skelter, and you know, Bono had the voice. You know, he looked like a rock star at this moment. Van Diemen's Land, Desire, Hawk Moon 269, All Along the Watchtower. So there you go. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Big hit. Freedom for My People. Silver and Gold. Pride in the Name of Love. Angel of Harlem. Love Rescue Me. When Love Comes to Town, B.B. King. Heartland. God Part 2. Star Spangled Banner, I think that's just them, the Jimi Hendrix recording they put in there. Bullet the Blue Sky is a nice driving song. And it goes from that crazy, chaotic Bullet the Blue Sky into a nice strumming of acoustic, All I Want Is You. Ending in like orchestration, just nice. Great job. And I think it was Van Diemen's Land that The Edge sang on, and I agree with a lot of people. He does have a really good voice. So yeah, that's another one. All right, the next one I have to censor because these ding-dongs decided to put out an album cover with a half-naked adolescent. So here's the US version of it. Blind Faith. Great from the beginning to the end. Yeah, Eric Clapton, Steve Winwood, Ginger Baker, and Rick Gretsch. Supergroup, right? I never even really thought about it, but this is sort of a supergroup album, right? Had to Cry Today.
Had to cry today.
Can't Find My Way Home.
And I'm wasted and I can't find my way home.
Well, All Right, the Buddy Holly song.
Well, all right, so I've been through it.
Presence of the Lord.
I have finally found a way to live.
Side 2 is Sea of Joy.
Once the door swings open into space.
And Do What You Like.
Do right, use your head.
And Do What You Like is 15 minutes. I love every bit of it, even the drum solo. Everything. So, and this has the lyrics on the back. I'm not sure how old this copy is. I haven't done my homework. I'm more of a person that goes, I like the album, I want it, and if it's older, cool. I just want it to sound good, and that's it. I get caught up in the sound games sometimes, but well, I did with this one. So here's the other one, the other cover. Cover it up. So you have that one. I mean, it's cool. I mean, if she had like a shirt on or a tube top or something, it'd be cool with the silver airplane. But they'd all be all naked with her. So they had that. But I did pick up a copy of it with on Abbey Road Studios, half-speed mastering, and it sounds really, really good. There's the Abbey Roads and all that. I know some people show the cover, but I'm not into that. I'm with Glenn. It's kind of disturbing, but I think it'd have been cool if she did have like just a little shirt on, man. That'd have been such a cool picture with the, let me see if I can show you, you know, that silver plane. Silver plane's just cool. So anyway, great album. Can't deny it. Next one is Tom Petty. This is one I go back to over and over again. There's probably 3 major that I'll go through. So it'd be Into the Great Wide Open, Full Moon Fever, and Wildflowers. I have everything pretty much by Petty. I think I'm only missing 1 or 2 of his albums. I'm trying to find a good Mud Crutch. I have a copy of Mud Crutch, but it has a major flaw in it. But I kept it just so I have it, because the rest of the album's good. It's just the one song. And then I have Mud Crutch too. But those 3 albums are probably the big ones. But I think this one, it's a toss. I think Into the Great Wide Open I played a lot, even though it was very tightly slick recorded by Jeff Lynne. This one is still I go back to and just love from beginning to end. And actually I didn't get into it all the way in the beginning, because I don't even think I bought the album when it first came out. I had the single Free Fallin' and Won't Back Down and all that. Then I eventually got the album, and for some reason this one didn't stick with me right away, but at one point once I was connected to it, that was it. So it didn't take me long. It's probably like a year after it came out, then I play it a lot. So Free Fallin', I Won't Back Down, Love Is a Long Road, A Face in the Crowd, Running Down a Dream,
That never would come to me.
Did Del Shannon play on that? I know it mentions Del Shannon, but I don't know if he played on that. Feel a Whole Lot Better. That just sounds, is that a cover? Because it sounds like a Bird song, right? You guys let me know. You're So Bad.
You're so bad. Best thing I ever had.
I used to cover that in my band. You're So Bad. Best thing I ever had. Yeah, great. Depending on You. The Apartment song.
I used to live in a 2-room apartment. Neighbors knocking.
All Right for Now.
Good night, baby. Sleep tight, my love.
Great ballad. Acoustic. A Mind with a Heart of Its Own.
With a heart of its own.
And then Zombie Zoo, I was not a fan of in the beginning. And it grew on me. The goofiness of it or whatever. I played the album through after a while, and all of a sudden I found myself clicking and singing along to Zombie Zoo.
Dancing at the Zombie Zoo.
So that was it. So I have 2 copies of that. This one's a limited edition color vinyl. There's only certain albums, I don't know, sometimes there's no method to my madness, but certain albums I really like. And I think I got this later because I can't remember if I got this because it was on colored vinyl, if I had this first or something. I don't remember how I ended up with 2. Maybe it was the colored vinyl thing. I don't remember what colored vinyl this. Oh, it's a cool like blue, so kind of goes with it. Yeah, those are the ones that have stuck with me for a while. I'm very comfortable with saying those are played quite frequently. I'm sure there's other ones, but those are the big ones that have been a part of my life for a long time, and that I play a lot and all that. So, and I've enjoyed seeing everybody else's videos out there expressing these. It's just neat to see what people listen to. I don't have any jazz or really blues in here, and there's a reason for that. I'm still getting acquainted. Like, I've listened to blues all my life, not all my life, in and out, I would say. And jazz is very new to me within the past year. So I didn't want to include it in this because I want to make this a video of the ones that are really just sticking with me for a very long time. So if I was to do this in a year from now, I think there's going to be some jazz albums in there, and some blues. But I'm just not completely familiar or acquainted with the albums like I am with these. I know these albums inside and out. So with that in mind, that's why I really didn't include any of those. I have favorites of blues and jazz, yeah, but I don't think it's fair to say they're my most listened to, because they're not, because they're so new and I'm not acquainted with them. So we'll see what happens if I do this later and get some jazz in there, or I do my favorite jazz or whatever. So anyway, I'm rambling. Appreciate you guys watching. You know, if I'm out doing a live walk and talk, or not a walk and talk, that's my other channel, Strange Brew Reactions. But if I'm out walking and I go live, you know, you guys could say hello. Say, hey, I'm tired. But, you know, I see people pop up and pop down, and you guys are playing games with me, but that's okay. I'll get over it. I'm a big boy. I'll go out and talk to myself. And anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think about these albums in the comments below. And you guys take care out there, right? Until next time, you enjoy your music. Bye.